My name is Derek Fuqua. I'm a physician, an internal medicine doctor, and I'm also the chief medical officer for the system. As we went through COVID, I started to recognize the problems we were having at work with leadership, and it immediately clicked, like, why have I not paid attention to this before? Guess how much leadership training you get in medical school? 0. Guess what your first job is out of medical school? Being an intern. And then your second job is being a resident. And guess what? When you're a resident, you're leading a team. How much training do you get in leadership in nursing school? 0. How much do the administrators get? 0. But yet you're leading this big organization.
To take a nurse and put a nurse into leadership, there often is not any formal training. You choose whoever is the best nurse and you move that person into leadership. And then leadership functions totally different than a nurse at a bedside caring for a patient.
The lack of leadership training in medicine, especially for physicians, is pretty striking. I think a lot of physicians, when they train, they're training on caring for patients, but leadership really is a big hole in most medical education programs.
I have probably around 400 direct and indirect reports. If one person fails, we all fail. And so if we're trying to attain one solution, how do we get there and how do we lead those on our teams that might be resistant to change?
So we have people that are here and we need to make those people as good as we can make them, right? People aren't moving here necessarily to take those jobs, so we have to train up our community. Extreme ownership was something that I was into for years, and I knew LDAP was something that could be done.
It was the first time I had heard of Echelon Front, and initially, I'll be honest with you, I thought, oh my goodness, we're in the business of healthcare. Derek, what are you thinking, bringing us a military-based training that talks about laws of combat, default aggressive? Like, I was, the cover and move, I was so turned off by all of the things.
The core fundamental principle behind cover and move is that we are a team. The more we compete against each other, the worse that patient care over time becomes. And if we do it really bad, it becomes corrosive in an organization.
And in about the first 5 or 10 minutes of Echelon Front's presentation, it was so incredibly clear to me that our chief medical officer was right. This was the training we needed. This is exactly what our team needed to become better leaders and do what we needed to do in our healthcare setting.
My first impression was excitement. And I knew that this is what we needed to bring to Northern Arizona healthcare.
You have to focus on building those relationships prior to needing anything from anyone else and finding ways that you can support them.
As a leader, you are responsible for every single thing that happens with your team.
The thing I was most impressed by was every instructor is amazing.
If you were a leader in a leadership position, what are you supposed to do with that power? Give it away. Give them the authority and the responsibility to make decisions without you.
My take on Echelon Front is I wish I had it when I first stepped into leadership. There have been so many things I could have done better had I had this training. It's awesome.
The role playing, the exercise that we performed, it's a dialogue, it's bi-directional, and there's a lot of participation.
I knew what it would be. It's better than I even thought it would be. The curriculum that they teach and how they recap a little bit, then push you onto something new. Recap a little bit, push you onto something new. Engage the audience, make people engage with each other, make peers help peers when we do the train the trainer or some of the online sessions. That stuff's been amazing.
Here's my version of Danson's friendly competition. Hey, would you mind showing us what you did? No! Okay? That's just what I saw.
It wasn't just here, we're coming here to talk to you today, and hoo-yah, we're talking about leadership. It was a curriculum that we could carry over a long period of time.
And I think for healthcare, Echelon Front is so incredibly important because it's straightforward, it's basic, it's simple, it's easy to understand, and it's also a formula. This is the formula for success in leadership.
Extreme ownership. I mean, it all starts there. Whether it's rooted in military concepts or not, it's applicable in all, aspects of life.
I've had freedom in the ability to not worry because I know this person knows what they're doing and they've got it.
Echelon Fronts allowed me to break down barriers between other leaders within my department. I'm working with 40 other highly trained physicians who all come with their own level of expertise and their own take on how to do things. So learning how to empower them.
My example is by far the most powerful thing I can set to create a culture by which we are all doing the same thing in our own unique way.
Northern Arizona Healthcare has just recently received Leapfrog Grade A status, which from a quality perspective means that we're best in the state of care given to our patients. This year, achieving those results is new for us. We have not previously achieved these results because as an organization, we're more disciplined, we're more organized, we're more clear and focused in what our mission is, and our plans and how to accomplish that mission could absolutely be tied back to Echelon Front and the trainings that we've done.
The people that had been through the training, their engagement with the organization, this is a national survey, went from the 60th percentile, which is, good, like 60th percentile is pretty good. After extreme ownership training that they're still doing, 96th percentile engagement with the organization. And when you read the comments, Echelon Front's peppered throughout the comments.
But our improvement and where we are now is incredibly dramatic.
You really won't know the full potential of what your organization can achieve without having this type of training in place.
It's the personal development that I've seen in individuals in the organization and how they've become better people at home, better people at work, and have built better relationships with one another that makes the workplace a better place to be.
Ownership gives me control. When I can say, I recognize my fail in this, I recognize my part in this, it allows me to better control the outcome, and it just has permeated for me into everything I do. In all honesty, it's changed my life.